I'm Ron Squire, welcome to the new look highlights of the 2013 Formula SimRacing World Trophy. Round 3 of the World Trophy is the Chinese Grand Prix. But constructed in 2004, the Shanghai circuit is one of the most technical on the FSR calendar, with the opening corners and turn 1 and a long back straight with pinpoint in the end, also known for overtaking opportunities. There has been changes with the teams and drivers for round 3. Franz Schneider has returned to the paddock after a 2-race absence. Also returning after a 2-race absence are both teams Mark Core and Nemesis. But though Franz Schneider shocked the entire paddock with a shock pole position, Jess Edgerton now to Marco Zipperli in second. Johanne Alman is in third ahead of Ben Tusting in fourth. Renz Klopp is in fifth with Carlos Martin in sixth. His best result also for Butter GP, Jonathan Holmes is in seventh. Alessio Campos is eighth ahead of Piotr in ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Belgium's new hopeful, Leo de Bacquet for Positive Sim Racing Orange. 11th is Jorik Boshoff ahead of Valeriano in 12th. Bonnard, driving for Nemesis, is in 13th. Another new hopeful is Jefferson Javik for Targa Florio, just ahead of Eduard Corre. Steve Voider is in 17th. Jackson Went is 19th, and new hopeful Craig Johnson is in 19th. Steve Voider had problems at the start and forced to retire. Toyota Padenchip was also due to start in this race, but unfortunately he's been moved to grid 2. As the race got underway, everyone got a clean getaway, but Marco Zipperli and Franz Schneider were the main people's interests. As they head into this sweeping turn 1, everyone had tried to find a way past this sweeping turn 1, but everyone was keeping an eye on Marco Zipperli as usual. Franz Schneider was the main man of the race, currently leading, and he can hold on to the lead for a couple more laps. But Schneider was proved wrong, as Marco Zipperli trying to find a way past him as they go down into the first hairpin of the track. Marco Zipperli went on to the outside and manages to claim in the first position from Schneider, while overtaking Shearing was behind. Franz Schneider tried to keep an eye on to the Pescara UN's trail, hoping to overtake him later on in the race. After his difficult start to the year, Giovanni wanted to pay back to his mechanics for all the hard work he has done. But though after making the move on the Pescara tree cars, he spun out and crashed the car. He manages to keep on going. He gained ground and tried to make up positions, but he was already losing positions. And into the hairpin, he lost back end. Johnson went into him and forced to retire. Bonnard had a difficult race to begin with, and it was about to get worse. He collided with Villanti, causing Bonnard to go into a spin. He tried to make ground, which he successfully does, but only for a couple of seconds. He spun out and retired definitely. Back in the front, and battle was ensuing between Zipperli and Schneider as they go down the long back straight. Franz Schneider tried to move on to the inside of him, going down into the hairpin. Franz Schneider tried to get into a groove and manages to get past. Zipperli knew that he was going to come into the pits anyway, so he gave up the position automatically and lost the position to Franz Schneider. Zipperli went into the pits, and as a result he has lost 8 places and has soon rejoined behind the Butter GP of Jonathan Holmes, as you can see going into the background right now. And as you notice that Holmes is also trying to battle with Campos as he just rejoins in front of Zipperli. A couple of laps later, and the next one to make his pit stop was Carlos Martin. He just clips the curve, just make sure he saves time, and brake eggs for the pit limiter as soon as possible to also save time, but not breaking the rules ensuing. So Carlos Martin comes into the pits and already has lost 2 places to Villanti and Holmes, and another place to supposed to be Nick Fisher. He rejoins just behind Eduard Corre's Night Racing. Peutherer was soon about to take the turn for the worse. After being in the second to last for about a couple of laps now, he decided to signal the end of the race by oversteering and crashing into the barrier, forcing him to retire. After his first pit stop, Holmes manages to get out behind of Vincenzovic. The new Serbian hopeful has battled with the Briton for a couple of laps. Holmes tried to move on to the outside, but though Vincenzovic broke wide. Holmes tried to make a move on again, but it didn't stick. They tried again at the second snail leg corner. Holmes tried to make an attempt and succeeded this time. Craig Johnson was having a terrible race. So far, starting on the bottom half of the field, his turn took the worse as he had an engine problem which forced him to retire just on the back straight. A disappointing debut for Craig Johnson. Meanwhile, there was a four-way battle between Lebruchek, Venati, Hag and Asselman as they go down a long back straight. Asselman leads the way with Hag behind, but though the only one who didn't go through it straight away was Lebruchek, who crashed out with an engine problem as well as crashing out. Franz Schneider looks on good form after returning to the paddock, but it was soon to make it an even better day for him. He took his first win of the season and his first win in the World Trophy, and is one step closer to hoping to get here to the title for his own this year. Ben Testing comes home in a fantastic second place for Hacksport Racing, and Johan Lealman comes home in a fan-dabby-dozy third place, and he needs this result after a difficult start to the year. Corey gets fourth ahead of Martin in fifth. Valenti is 6th, Boshoff 7th, Campus 8th, Holmes 9th despite his battle with Vincenzovic earlier on, and Valenti manages to round out the top 10. Vincenzovic is one of the new hopefuls in 17th, and despite retiring with an engine problem just about a couple of laps to the end, Craig Johnson has 10 points despite being retiring. So leading the Drivers' Championship still is Marco Zipoli, a further 10 points, just ahead of Ben Testing and Martin. Abers is in 4th despite him not being out here today. Valenti is 5th, Schneider is 6th, Ullman 7th, Boshoff, Klopp and Valeriano manages to round out top 10. Constructors consist of Bati Pescara UN leading ahead of Go Speed and Positive Sim Racing. Hacksmall is in 4th, Beto GP is in 5th, Team Orange of PSR is in 6th, Bati Pescara Tree is in 7th, 8th is GS Racing, Twister is 9th despite them not being here today, and PSR Team Green is in 10th place. The next race is the Monaco Grand Prix. You can watch that race live as it happens on simrace.tv on 19th of May for qualifying at 11:35 GMT with the race at 12 noon. Until then, you can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. Check out FSR at www.formula-simracing.net, and FSR Fantasy League starts this weekend, so join in for a chance at some Thrustmaster prizes. We hope you enjoyed today's highlights. I'm Ron Squire, and join us in Monaco for the next round of the 2013 Formula Sim Racing World Trophy.